Hi students, welcome to Plus One Computer class. So we are discussing about C++ programming. We already completed the chapter Data Types and Operators. In that chapter we discussed the basic concepts of C++, that means data types, operators along with the expression and various types of C++ statements. Okay, so our first volume textbook is over. So we already completed our 6 chapters. So we are beginning our second volume textbook, part 2 textbook. So in this video, we are going to discuss chapter 7, name as control statements. Very important chapter, control statement, because all the C++ program, especially for your practical, is coming from this chapter. Then in control statement, we will discuss decision making statement and the commonly used decision making statement, if and if else statements. Okay, so what is our chapter name? Control statements. Control statements. In control statements, the name indicate it used to control the program. Okay, it is used to control the program execution. Then the commonly used example is, I think in flowchart we already discussed about the symbol called rhombus symbol. Okay, the speciality of this rhombus symbol is it consists of single entry flow and 2 exit flows. Okay, single entry flow and 2 exit flows. This 2 exit flow indicate yes or no. That means true or false value. Clear? True or false value. If the condition is true, yes part will execute, otherwise false part will execute. That means it will be a set of expression or it may be a single output statement. So whatever it is, the program is working based on the decision. If the decision is true, true part will execute. If the decision is false, false part will execute, like that. Okay, so the program is working according to that. So that we already seen in the flowchart itself. Then in C++, there are 2 types of statements are available to control the program flow. First statement is decision making statement. Decision making statements. Okay, decision making statement, or one more name is a selection statement. Decision making statement or selection statement. Then second one is iteration statements. Iteration statements. Or one more name is a iteration statement, or one more name is a looping statements. Iteration statement or looping statement. So these are the commonly used statements in C++. Decision making or selection, iteration statement or looping statement. So these are the commonly used control statements in C++ program. So in this chapter we are discussing these 2 statements along with the programs. Okay, very important chapter. You can expect 12 mark questions from this chapter. Okay, that much important, because the entire program control and also your practical program is belonging to this chapter. You know, plus 2 will be having the practical examination. In that practical examination, 10 C++ program will come. In that 10 C++ program, 7 programs will come from this chapter. Okay, very important. Then, so first we will discuss decision making statements. So what are the various decision making statements in C++? Then, you know, there are some specialities for statements. Every C++ statements end with a semicolon. Semicolon is known as the delimiter. Okay, or to terminate a statement we are using semicolon. Okay, that much things we know. Then, decision making or selection. So according to the decision, the program is selecting some of the values. So definitely if you represent this kind of statement in flowchart or in flowchart format, decision symbol is must or rhombus symbol is must. So in this rhombus symbol we can write the condition. Then the first is a decision making statement, or examples for decision making statement is if and switch. If and switch. Here both are keywords. If and also switch, both are keywords. Then, so first we will discuss the various if statement in C++ program, and after that we will discuss switch statement. Okay, so the first statement is if statement. Then there are three different types of if statements present in C++ program. If. So what is that if statement? Various types of if statement present in C++ program. First if statement means it is a decision making statement, but it will work or it will execute only the true value. Okay, only the true value will execute. So the syntax will be like this. If test expression, then open the bracket, body of if, then close the parenthesis, close the bracket. So this is the general syntax of if statement. So here we are using the keyword if. In test expression we can write the condition. Okay, we can write the condition test expression. Test expression will always a relational expression, relational or logical expression. You know, if it is a mathematical expression, it will return mathematical values. So we can't specify it is true or false. So we can't use mathematical expression or arithmetical expression as text expression. So we are always using any relational expression that always return true or false value. Then if the condition is true, then body of if will work. If the condition is false, nothing is mentioned. Okay, so this if statement is used to indicate true value only for true case. There will be no false case. Okay, then there will be some set of rules present in if statement. So the first rule is, I will read the same statement present in the textbook. The first rule is every test expression is enclosed between the parentheses. Okay, all the test expression or conditions we are including inside the parenthesis. That is, the test expression is always enclosed in parenthesis. Then after that, the expression may be symbol expression, compound expression, relational expression or logical expression. That means it always return true or false value. So I will draw the flow chart for if statement. If test expression. If test expression. If the condition is true, what will happen? Body of if will execute. Body of if. The condition is true. If the condition is false. If the condition is false, then other set of expression will execute because it is not mentioned here what want to execute. Okay, so this is the flow chart for representing if statement. If the condition is true, body of if will execute. If the condition is false, then the false part will execute, but body, that means false statement is not mentioned in this flow chart. Okay, so this is the general syntax. If test expression, body of if will execute, false value is not mentioned, then the statement block may contain a single statement or multiple statement. So here, according to the true value, body of if is mentioned. It may be single statement or one or more statement. If the text expression contains single statement, then you don't want to use brackets. Okay, if the test expression, that means the test expression is true, some block of statement want to execute. If it consists of single statement, then you don't want to use brackets. If it consists of one or more statements, then you want to use bracket, opening bracket and closing bracket. Clear? So this is the general syntax and flowchart symbol, how the if statement is executing. So how the if statement is executing? If test expression, body of the loop will execute. If it is false, then it will exit from the looping statement. So here I am going to write a C++ program that indicate if else statement. The condition is to display you have passed if your score is greater than 18 or more. For example, for your second term assessment, if you want to pass, then you want to score 36 or above. 60% pass mark. So I am going to write a program that means that indicate you want to print you have passed. Okay, then In this video onwards, you know every C++ program starts with header file using namespace std and end main. So I will start from end main onwards, that header file and also using namespace std you want to write. So the program I will start with end main. Then open the bracket. So here I am going to input score of a student. So I require integer variable int score. Then cout enter score. You want to enter mark of a student. Then cin score. Cin score. Then next I am going to compare whether the score is greater than or equal to 36. So that will be our test expression. Score greater than or equal to 36. This will be our condition. Condition enclosed between the parentheses. Cout passed. Cout passed semicolon return 0. Then close the bracket. Return 0, close the bracket. Then in the syntax I already mentioned after if test expression open the bracket, closing bracket. But here there is no opening and closing bracket. Why? Here cout passed. This is body of if. This is body of if. Body of if means it consists of a single statement. Okay, it consists of single statement. So that's why you don't want to use opening bracket and closing bracket. If it consists of two statements, then you want to use opening bracket and closing bracket. Clear? So this is an example program that uses if statement. So what will be the condition? If your score greater than or equal to 36, if your score is greater than or equal to 36, then cout you want to print cout passed, otherwise failed. Okay, then next one you want to specify the condition. Here it is only true value is executing. So the next case, how we will execute the false value. Okay, you want to execute true value along with false value also. So here only one output is printed, that is cout passed. Okay, only one output, that is cout passed. Then suppose you want to check whether a student passed or failed. Okay, student passed or failed. That means two conditions you want to execute. In that case, you want to specify true value and also false value. Okay, true value along with false value. So for that purpose, we can't use if statement. So you want to use one more statement, that is known as if else statement. Okay, so hope you understood the same program is present in your textbook. So you want to copy that program into your notebook. So whatever program I am discussing in this video, that means in all the videos, you want to write all that program in your notebook along with the question. Then next one is, for example, consider one more case is there. That means we are inputting a character. Then if you are inputting a character, you want to check whether it is an alphabet or not. Otherwise, you want to check whether it is a digit or not. So here I am inputting a character variable char ch. So here character variable ch, char ch. Then you want to input a variable or input a value to character variable ch. So first I am going to check whether it is belonging to alphabet or not. So what will be the condition? If ch greater than or equal to a and ch less than or equal to small letter z. Cout you entered alphabet or cout alphabet. That means the entered character is an alphabet. Another condition. If ch greater than or equal to o and ch less than or equal to 9, then cout you entered a digit. You entered a digit, then see out, it is a decimal number. It is a decimal number. Close the bracket, closing the brackets. Okay, so what does this program indicate? We are inputting a character variable. What is a character variable name? CH. Then I am inputting value to the variable CH. After that I am checking whether it is an alphabet or not. So that's why CH greater than or equal to small letter A and CH less than or equal to small letter Z. That means the entered character should be between small letter A to small letter Z. Otherwise, else part is not mentioned, see out alphabet. Then again, second condition, if CH greater than or equal to 0 and what does this symbol indicate? Logical. What is this? Logical AND operation. You know the speciality of logical AND operation. If two conditions are true, then only it will return true value. So both the conditions want to satisfy. So here, when we execute this program statement, it will start from the first line, second line. If the entered character is an alphabet, then if statement will execute and it will also execute the remaining set of statement, because there is no skipping or there is no return statement is present. So here if CH, that means the entered character is an alphabet, then if statement will execute and we will get cout alphabet. Along with it will also check whether the character is satisfying this condition also. That means it is simply wasting the compiler time. So that's why in order to avoid that means unused statement or unwanted statement, in if statement we can include one more part that is known as if else part. In if else part, if the condition is true, true part will execute, otherwise else part or false part will execute. Clear? So to avoid repetitive execution of unwanted statement, we can include if else statement. In if else statement, the entire program is based on the working of if else part. Oh, okay. If the condition is true, if part will execute, or if the condition is false, else part will execute. Okay. So first we will discuss a sample algorithm, or what will be the syntax for if statement. So the syntax is if test expression. If text expression. If the condition is true, what will happen? Body of if will execute. Body of if will execute. If the condition is false, what will happen? Body of else will execute. Body of else part will execute. Close the bracket. Okay. If test expression, body of if will execute, else body of else part will execute. Clear? If test expression, body of if, else body of else part will execute. So this is an if else statement in C++ programming. If and else part, body of if and body of else. Clear? So this is an example for if else statement. If test expression, body of if will execute, else body of else part will execute. So first I will draw the flowchart symbol. So here if test expression, if test expression, if the test expression is true, yes, no, no, body of else, body of else part will execute. If the condition is true, then what will happen? Body of if will execute. Okay, body of if and body of else will execute. After the completion, both the statements, body of if and also body of else will go to stop or terminator. Clear? So this is if else statement. If test expression is true, true value will execute, otherwise false value will execute. Clear? If test expression, body of if will execute, otherwise else part will execute. Okay, so again we can check whether that means, suppose you want to check whether the student passed or failed. That means the same program we can rewrite. If score greater than or equal to 36, then what will be the statement? Cout passed. Cout passed. Otherwise, else Cout failed. Cout passed, otherwise Cout failed. Okay, so we are including if along with else. Then next one, I am going to write a C++ program to find the student by comparing their heights. Okay, I am going to write a C++ program, hash include IOStream. Hash include IOStream using namespace std, namespace std, then int main, open the bracket. Okay, I am going to declare heights of two students. Int h1 comma h2. h1 heights of the first student, h2 height of the second student. Then I am going to enter the height. Cout enter the heights of two students. Enter the heights of two students. Enter the heights of two students. So here I am going to use cascading input operator. C in h1 h2. C in h1 h2. Then after that I am going to compare this. If h1 greater than h2, if the first student height is greater than second student height, then what will be the statement? Cout h1 is taller. Cout h1 is taller. Otherwise, if the condition is false, then else part will execute. So what will be the else part statement? Cout h2 is smaller. H2 is taller. H2 is taller. So here Cout h1, this is body of if. Okay, if the condition is true, what will execute? h1 is taller will execute. If the condition is false, body of else will execute. Body of else will execute. Okay, so we declare two variable h1 and h2 to check, to input height of first student h1, height of second student h2, and the heights of two students we are inputting h1 and h2. After that we are comparing if h1 is greater than h2. If the condition is true, we will get h1 is taller, that means body of if. If the condition is false, we will get h2 is taller, that means body of else part. So once the program is completed, we can write return 0, close the bracket. Clear? So this program indicate, or this program is used to find the taller student among two students. h1 height of the first student, h2 height of the second student. Okay, hope you understood which one is body of if and which one is body of else. Then one more program to check whether the given number is even or odd. Okay, you want to check whether the given number is even or odd. Same program, page number 191. Okay, so first we want to input a single number. So here I am declaring a variable int num, integer value num. So we are going to check whether the entered number is an even number or odd number. So we declare a variable num first. After that, you want to enter the value. Cout, enter the number. Enter the number. Then after that, cin num. Then suppose the entered number, how we will find out the number is even or odd? For example, if the number is 4. So whatever number we are getting, we are dividing that number by 2. Mode operation we are executing. Number mode 2 equal to 0. If the number is divisible by 2, then it is an even number. If it is not divisible by 2, then it is an odd number. So, if the number after the mode operation, if you are getting 0 as a reminder, then the number is even number, otherwise number is odd number. So, what will be the condition? We can write like this. If num mode 2 equal to 0. What does this 2 equal to symbol indicate? This is an equality operator. We are not assigning. First, the compiler will execute num mode 2. Okay, first the expression will execute num mode 2. After num mode 2, if the value is 0, then it is an even number. So, we will write Cout, the number is even. Cout, the number is even number. The number is even. Otherwise, if the remainder is not equal to 0, other number. For example, if the entered number is 5, 5 mode 2, what will be the answer? 1. The remainder is not equal to 0. So, here 5 is an odd number. So, all the other odd number, what will be the remainder? 1. Okay, so in odd number, the remainder is not equal to 0. So, else part, what will be the else part? Cout, the number is odd. Cout, the number is odd. Number is odd. After that, we can write return 0 statement, then close the bracket. So, in this statement, which one is body of if true value? The number is even, is the body of if. Then the number is odd, is else part. Clear? So, this is our second program. Very important. Write a C++ program to check whether the entered number is even or odd. To check the number is even or odd, first you want to execute modulus operator. If num mode 2 equal to 0, then the number is even. Otherwise, else part will execute. The number is odd. Then return 0 statement, close the bracket. Okay, so hope you understood. This is program that uses if else statement to print or to check whether the number is even or odd. Okay, so we completed if statement and if else statement along with the sample program. So again we will revise the topics that we studied. So we just begin our chapter 7, and next, what is our chapter name? Control statements. In control statement, we are discussing about decision making statement or selection statement. Commonly used decision making statement is if statement. In if statement, only the true statement or true body will execute. Otherwise, in if else statement, along with the true value, false value also will execute. False value also known as else part. Then in if else statement, we already completed 2 examples. The first example indicate to find the taller among 2 students. So the comparison I mentioned, if h1 greater than h2, true value will execute, otherwise false value will execute. Okay, then if in body of if and also in body of else statement, if it consists of a single statement, then you don't want to use bracket like this. If it consists of a single statement, then you don't want to use bracket. If it consists of one or more statement, then you want to include opening bracket and closing bracket. So once the program is over, close the bracket. Okay. Clear? So hope you understood if statement and also if else statement. Then you want to write two more program in your notebook. That is, the first question is write a program to check whether a given number is a non-zero integer number and it is a positive number. Okay, clear? Then next program is you want to check whether you are eligible to cast vote or not. You know the eligibility for casting vote is your age should be greater than or equal to 18. Then the first statement, the first program means write a program to check whether a given number is a non-zero integer number and is positive or negative. Non-zero number means here we want to use two set of statement. In the first case you want to write if the entered number, if number greater than 0. If the number is greater than 0, then we can go for the next statement. What will be the next one more if you want to write? In that you want to check whether it is positive or negative. So for checking positive or negative, we can check whether the number is greater than 0 or less than 0. Okay, so please try to find out the question answer for these two C++ program and write all the program that we explained in this video to your notebook. Okay, the remaining section we will discuss in the next video. Okay, then thank you.